I want to share a testimony about something that happened back in, I believe it was January of 2020. This was right before the whole COVID thing and that pandemic and all that fortunately has kind of fizzled out. I was in prayer, and this happened a few times. I would be in prayer, and the thought kept coming to me, buy a bottle of extra virgin olive oil and anoint the doors of the apartment. And I didn't know, because see, the thing is, when God speaks to us, usually it's in the form of a thought, and we could be wrong. Sometimes it's emotional driven, but this was just, it would have been so random, I think, if it had just been me. I finally, after this came up again in prayer, I said, okay, Lord, I don't have the money to go to buy this. My husband works and I don't. And if this is really you, please somehow send it to me. Somehow send me that bottle of olive oil, and then I'll know that this is really you, because I have no way of really getting it myself. And I didn't want to ask my husband. And the thing is, we had been married for like about 8 years, and he never one time ever bought olive oil. He buys canola oil, and he had said, they're pretty much all the same anyway. So I never asked him to get that. One day I was with my daughter. I think I was laying down with her, and I think she was taking a nap or something, or I was getting ready to let her take a nap. I came into the living room a few minutes after I came into the living room, and my husband, just kind of out of nowhere, he said, you know what, I think I'm going to go out and buy diapers because for the kids. And he just went out the door, and he came back a little bit later with diapers and also with a bottle of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, exactly what God spoke to me in prayer to get. And I was just kind of shocked when I saw it. And he said, yeah, I saw this and just thought I'd get it. And then I think at that point I did tell him. I was really excited, and I thought, okay, then that's definitely God, because I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody that I felt like God was telling me to get olive oil and to anoint the doors in the name of Jesus. And so I did do that. I did go ahead and I anointed the doors, and in the name of Jesus Christ. No criminal activity, no sickness, nothing is going to come through here into our home. So I did that with the doors. I think the windows too, but I'm not really sure. Doors and that's symbolic. When you anoint in the name of Jesus, take olive oil. And I had actually done this years ago at a different apartment before I even met my husband. And I did do that. But I hadn't done it in years, and I never asked my husband about doing that. But anyway, so I did that, and I felt really excited, like, okay, that was God, because I had been away from God for a while, for years. I had actually, I wanted to be a Christian years ago, but I didn't really understand about rules versus relationship. So everything in my faith was driven by rules. Everything revolved around, don't do this right, and not an actual relationship with God. But anyway, so I just, and then after that, the whole COVID thing happened. That was a big deal to me, because I just thought, oh my goodness. Like, I really, after years of being away from God, to go into prayer and to hear that was really a big deal to me personally. And the fact that my husband actually went out and bought the oil and said that he saw it and just thought he'd get it. And I thought, well, I believe God spoke to him, or God moved him to get it. He saw it and he knew, okay, get that. So I wanted to share that with you because That was, I thought that was pretty cool. And I advise anybody to do that, like, every now and then. In the past, before I went through several years of being away from God, when I was more of a Christian, around 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, I would do that. I think I would do that regularly, like every 6 months, maybe. And maybe I only need to do it once. There's people I've heard stories about living in haunted places where they only do it one time, and that's all I need to do, is just once. But, yep. That was one experience. So since I'm now doing videos, and that all has to do with a vow I made to God about my health, I'll be sharing a lot more stories and testimonies. So you can look out for those if you care to watch. Alright, bye guys.